Dave Charette, the Assistant Director of Intramural Sports at UNH Campus Rec. So Dave, what do you do at Campus Rec for intramural sports?
Well, we run the intramural sports and special events, and we basically provide programming opportunities, various sports for all the students on campus, faculty, staff as well, but mostly students we're dealing with.
That's great. How, how did you come to get this job? What education did you need to achieve?
Well, I played sports my whole life, so I was mostly a hockey person growing up, and I went to college, and I did go with campus rec as it's actually recreation as a undergrad. So after I got my undergrad, I went to Springfield College for grad school, and again, it was in recreation. And over time, I was coaching hockey actually after college through grad school, and then I ended up, I got offered a couple jobs, but I ended up doing recreation at Adelphi in Long Island, and I liked it. There's the officiating aspect of it that I had never been involved with, and I had always been doing planning tournaments and things of that nature as a kid, so I was just doing something I liked, and it was a little bit more mellow than the athletic side of things from a sports standpoint, so it was just something I enjoyed. And then I ended up working on Long Island for a few years. I grew up in this area, and in the end, when they built this building, the renovation of Snively, I came back and I interviewed for the job, and I ended up getting it.
What other opportunities could you have taken with your degree in rec management?
That's a good question. The first job I got actually was brief, but I was managing a couple of ice rinks, and I was going to be running all their programming. So that would have been one, kind of, I guess, a little bit of more of a community recreation feel. I thought I was going to go into athletics originally, so I wanted to coach hockey at the college level and work in athletics. That was what my internship was in. And as an undergrad, I thought I wanted to run or own a retail store, sports retail store, but I did my internship and realized that wasn't something I wanted to do for a long period of time. So those are some of the things that I thought about coming out.
And what do you think is necessary for characteristics for people to have who want to go into rec sports?
First of all, you probably want to get your master's degree. But from a characteristic standpoint, I think you just need to want to be around people. So I think that's the part I enjoy the most, is just dealing with students and seeing them kind of grow through the 4 years, at least from a collegiate standpoint. But I definitely, being able to deal with like emotional situations and just mediation kind of, conflict resolution kind of skills, I think really can keep you out of a lot of trouble and make your life a lot easier in this field.
And then on an educational standpoint, what is necessary besides a master's degree? Is there a specific minor that would help get into intramural sports?
If I was to do it over again, I would have probably done the grad school in rec management or something similar, what we're calling it, and I probably would have had more of a business undergrad. If I was to do it all over again, or vice versa. We had some people that had business or accounting undergrads that I went to grad school with, and then they did rec management. But then I've been around people who have had an undergrad in rec management, but have also had a degree in business for a master's degree. I think that would be the only thing that comes to mind.
Okay. And then what job opportunities are there for not just kids who are in the RMP program, but in other programs as well at Campus Rec?
Okay, like for students?
Yes, for students.
Okay. Well, we hire a lot of officials, so that's basically what we're hiring. That's what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so we hire roughly 150 150 to 175 officials a year, and we train them for various sports. So that's what we generally are doing in the intramural area. But I mean, campus recreation as a whole, we're hiring people, obviously, with front desk, fitness center, equipment room. We have people running outdoor education trips. We have lifeguards. We have people working the events next door at the Livermore Center. We have some people that do a little bit of athletic training, sport club supervisors. So there's a variety we have here. But in our world, generally everybody's coming in starting as an official, and then we one thing that we definitely are pretty passionate about here is the student development piece. So once they start, we want to keep training them and provide leadership opportunities that are kind of meaningful for later, for when they leave. So whether they're a business major or somebody in R&D here, we're providing like good resume opportunities for them. So again, teaching them a lot about mediation, conflict management, diversity, harassment, and then obviously job positions here, getting them more experience, scheduling leagues, training, evaluating their staff among their peers. So we really, that's probably my favorite part of it is that end of things.
So is there a way to move up past like an official position as like a supervisor or something?
Sure, and that's where we have 140 officials, let's say, and we end up hiring roughly 18 of them a year to be supervisors, and they would be in charge of the sites when we're out there. So they're really, the officials kind of report to them, and they help with the training of the officials, the evaluation, the scheduling. They help recruit them. They help interview them. And then from there, we actually have another level that we started this year. So of those 18 supervisors, we then hire, at least right now, we're hiring 3 PAs, so program assistants, and they're not necessarily, the supervisor's not reporting to them, but they are required to do a certain amount of hours in the office, and they do a lot of evaluation and training with officials.
And what have you seen, like, people from past years who have worked in the intramural department, like, go on to do with their jobs and their futures?
All kinds of things. You're going to put me on the spot and make me remember those. We definitely have some that have stayed in the recreation world. So over the years, we have actually a giant list of all students that have worked for us and then have moved on and continue working in this field. So we have, the director at UVM is a UNH grad. There's several people that have gone on and done graduate assistant positions. So when we go out to conferences, we're seeing quite a few people that are from UNH because they've continued on in this field. We certainly have some that have gone into everything from Liberty Mutual to sales positions. Pretty much everything. We have engineers, actually quite a few engineers. We have what other ones have we had recently? Yeah, there's a lot of them. I'd have to really think about where they've gone, but yes.
Okay, if someone wanted to apply, if someone wanted to apply to be official, how would they do with that?
Online. So everywhere, if anybody wants to work at campus recreation, they go on Wildcat Link. That's where they submit an application, and then we usually take a resume, and we have really short interview process. We're hiring a lot of people, so sometimes it's group interviews, but we want to start that kind of journey, I guess, for all the students to understand that this is a job, and that also that they are learning how to put together a resume and start that. So that's how you apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now moving on to talk directly about the intramural sports that are happening at UNH, how many sports do you offer?
It varies from year to year, but roughly we end up with, I'd say, 24 different activities. So, we have all the big sports, like the biggest one we have is broom ball. So that one we have roughly 210 teams that play broom ball, and that would be including a men's, a women's, and a co-rec division. And then, we have flag football, a variety of different soccers, 11v11 indoor and sevens outdoor. We have basketball. We have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. We have ice hockey, floor hockey. So, and then we get into some that are just one-day tournaments. So we'll have field hockey and table tennis and billiards and pretty
that's
good.
okay.
So that's generally we're hitting it. And if people are interested in adding new sports, um, there's certain constraints we have facility-wise, so that kind of keeps certain things programmed the way we do it now. But if we've had people, women's lacrosse tends to be one that comes to us. Generally, what we do is try and help them set up a time to get people together, and we kind of aren't involved until we start seeing the student interest, and then we would get involved after that. But that's how many things have started.
Okay, even with the expansion that's happening in the years to come, any future seeing more intramural sports because of that?
Yeah, I think and it depends exactly what's going to happen in there because we're still making decisions, so it's a little early. Although it's getting close to when we'll know what's going to happen. But at the very least, when we add space over there, we'll be able to program in more spaces here. Right now, we keep either upstairs or downstairs open for just informal recreation. So if we have basketball going upstairs, I don't program downstairs, or the intramurals doesn't program downstairs. But when we have a third, floor surface somewhere, then that'll open up a little bit more space so that we can offer additional sports in the winter months. Because right now, the beginning of the year and the April time slot are when it's really busy because we can program outside and inside. So it will definitely help.
And what about the hidden sports like intertube water polo and water basketball? How do you advertise for those to try and get more people to sign up for them?
Pretty much the same. So they all end up on a schedule. They're all on our website. So we roll it all out as one, all the sports. So inner tube basketball has been a little bit of a struggle. Inner tube water polo is pretty popular. So that'll come out in the same way that everything else does. So website, and Jonah now being the marketing person will hit social media. We put out some flyers here and there. We contact our current participants. So that's a lot of it.
Do you think you're gonna add battleship, the intramural sport? Have you seen that with like canoes in the pool?
We've had it as a department, but it hasn't been an intramural sport. It hasn't come up yet. So right now there's no like immediate plans, but we're always looking to add new things to the program.
Okay. Why do you think intramural sports is important to a college student?
Well, I think that you're providing like healthy habits from an exercise standpoint. There's a big social aspect to intramural sports as far as having people get to know. I mean, right away. I mean, within a week, we're starting sports, so I think a lot of people get to know each other there. We create a lot of friendships. We like to think that we're kind of teaching sportsmanship and how to deal with people and situations, and at times high emotional situations. So I think there's a lot to be learned by playing, and just, I mean, there's all kinds of studies now that exercise will help you, helps your brain, helps obviously your own person and socially. So the stronger you are physically, the better you may do in classes.
Thank you very much for your time. Do you have anything to add before we end our interview?
No, you got more comfortable as we went along.